On this show, we're going to be exploring the Pinter again.
The Pinter?
The Pinter.
Again.
We did that a couple weeks ago, and this is the next iteration. And remember what we put in there?
I think I do, man. Yeah, it ought to be good. Stick around. We'll tell you all about it.
A little Elvis.
Very little. Well, welcome to this edition of Beer Guys TV. This is going to be Beer Chat with the Beer Guys. Shane and Brent and myself, Greg, and we're talking about a little bit more
Pinter.
The Pinter.
Yeah,
the home brewing system that we featured recently. And Shane, you got a new brew on hand, correct?
I have a new brew on hand, and never mind the poor Elvis impression over here.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, this time we brewed Elvis Juice. And if you watch the episode where we introduced the Pinter, and we had a beer that I brewed that was
somebody knew where it was right away.
Somebody guessed it right away, and that's really good.
It is good. It's very impressive.
The British
beer. Right, Brent?
Got lucky.
Yeah, you did good. I was like, I don't know what this is, and it was a copy of USB. Yeah, you did good. You did good.
Well,
yeah, no, it was good, and it wasn't too bad.
No, it was good.
For your first ever brew.
For my first ever real brew of beer. I mean, like I said, I've done mead and stuff, but we did Elvis Juice, and this is a what's called the hopper, right?
The hopper.
But
Dennis?
Elvis Juice is not Dennis.
Oh.
Elvis Juice is brewed by Brewdog, which is a UK brewery. Right, started in UK. They have a lot of tap houses, and they ship to over 55 countries.
Oh,
their beer.
Wow.
I looked for this in Minnesota, but I couldn't find it.
I've looked too. I haven't seen it anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to try the English bitter, and there was a whole lot of shaking going on with the Elvis.
There was a whole lot of shaking going on.
I like it.
You got that all ready to go.
Yep. Yeah. And partway through the brewing process, actually just before you put it in the fridge to condition it, you put this in the back of the vessel, right? And then you unscrew this cap, and it's got this aluminum piece on top that holds the hop oils in.
Okay.
You screw this in to the vessel, and it goes.
Oh, really?
Magic. I suppose the pressure from there kind of just mixes it, and it all falls back in, right? And then you get to smell the aroma. You want to smell it?
Ooh.
Little hoppy.
Like peanut butter and banana.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this beer now, and then we will look at it, talk about it, and see what we think.
All right.
Was it a success or was it not?
I guess was it a hound dog?
Maybe we're crying all the time, but we'll see.
We won't be cruel. All right.
Okay.
Check it out.
You can tell by the pours, I got a little bit of head on there. The first pour didn't go so well. A lot of foam came out, but there's a lot of pressure in the vessel. So yeah, this is Elvis Juice. And Elvis Juice is a beer that Brewdog started in 2015.
Oh, really?
So it's fairly new.
10 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I could tell you some of the malts and hops here once I find it. Extra pale malt, and then caramel.
And what?
Caramel.
Oh.
That's the base. Hops, they use Magnum, Simcoe, Amarillo, Mosaic, etc.
Oh boy, good variety there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they brew it actually with grapefruit and blood orange.
Ooh.
So I mean, so if there's some citrusy stuff, it's actually coming from citrus and may not be coming from the hops so much.
Okay.
So
keep that in mind. Complement each other. Yeah.
It is a very fruity aroma.
Yeah, it smells complex.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
let's give it a shot.
Let's go in. Wow. Yeah. Lots of fruit and there's a lot going on there for a small brew like that.
Much better body.
Yeah. It's got some body. But I can pick up the blood orange in there.
Yeah, for sure.
And almost taste.
It's unique.
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, it's a little more unique than I would have thought it would have been.
Yeah, you kind of think that maybe these will be pretty basic, and
Yeah.
and the ESB was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But this has got a little more going for it. I think it's
Definitely a lot more on the complexity level of the flavor.
Oh yeah. Sure.
It's got a fizzy thing going on in there, so it's alive. That's good.
Well, let me tell you a story.
Oh, once upon a time. Here we go.
So the Pinter allows you to brew the beer for 6 to 9 days, right?
Okay.
And they have a short brew or the recommended brew, or you can customize it.
Oh.
Well, if you saw when in the last episode that I chose the standard brew preferred series, right, which was a 9-day ferment, and then you add the hopper,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which, this aroma, I can taste a lot of that in here. So I think this is the finishing hops of Simcoe, Amarillo, Mosaic, and Citra.
Okay.
So anyway, I did that. I put it in the fridge, and I let it sit for 2 weeks, right? And then I was reading in the app where if you want a sweeter beer, then do the shorter fermentation. Because that'll leave more sugars left over,
sure,
right?
Sure, that makes sense.
I just did the standard one,
Yep.
but I kind of like sweeter IPAs, so I thought, oh, shoot, I should have done that. But, I want to try this is how it's meant to be brewed. Put it in the fridge, and it was to be in the fridge 2 weeks, or, no, it was 5 days after that. So you're talking 2 weeks total, which is a week ago from what we're brewcasting tonight. So
Okay.
we couldn't get together that time. So what I did is I said, okay, we'll just leave it in the fridge another week. It's just conditioning. It's not fermenting, right? It should be done. And so we're getting ready to come to the podcast here. And I open up the fridge and I look inside the fridge and I'm going, why is there mold all over the fridge on the inside?
Oh. That's
Then I
not
pick
good.
up the Pinter, and it's kind of like damp in the back.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going, well, I've got some crowlers sitting next to the Pinter, and I pick them up, and it's like, well, they're not very cold.
Oh.
So,
Is that why this isn't real cold?
right. What I discovered was 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago when I put this in the fridge, the temperature out in my garage was in the 40s.
Right.
And I just put it in the fridge, and I mean, the beer's always been cold in the fridge out in the garage.
Sure.
When it's 40.
Right. Right.
and it's been unseasonably warm this last week.
Yes.
Well, I think what had happened is what the residual yeast that stayed in the vessel
maybe kicked off a little
extra. So I think we hit above the 6.5 ABV that this normally gets.
Ooh. It's still, to me, it's fairly sweet for.
Yeah, I thought so too. I agree. Is
it considered a hazy IPA then?
Yeah, it's more. They don't call it a hazy, but
it's kind of hazy.
Yeah, it's a hazy, juicy. Maybe it's
a juicy. Maybe.
Yeah, that's why it's called Elvis Juice. It's a juicy IPA.
Oh well, yeah, man. It's not bad, man. I don't know. Well, thank you very much. Okay, enough, Reddy.
So this I'm guessing it kind of kicked off and maybe re-fermented a little bit.
Could be.
I did turn the fridge on finally. From sitting over the winter, the fridge has just been off. But of course, in the spring when it's cool out,
yeah,
no problem.
Sure.
Beer was. But anyway, so
okay. So,
I didn't know if this was going to turn out or turn bad.
Sure.
After discovering that.
I suppose it could have went either direction.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe it would be even better or maybe not.
Well, since it's an ale,
Don't know. Mm-hmm.
You were a little bit safer in that.
Yeah, because of
you
warm
get as
warm
many
fermentation.
off esters like maybe a lager might do.
Okay.
So maybe you got lucky in that sense, and that's why.
Maybe.
Good point, Brent. Yeah, lager would need to be definitely
Yeah,
cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they recommend what, like 50, 53 or something
Is that
like
what it
that
is?
for
Yeah, I suppose.
lagering temps, like the low 50s,
Yep.
maybe high 40s. I think
Yeah.
is lagering temps,
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
know that if you push that, then it can develop some weird flavors. But
Gotcha.
yeah, so who knows? Maybe you improved it.
You might have, you might have enhanced it.
I don't know. Like I've never had the Elvis Juice in any other fashion before. It comes in cans. You can get it in the U.S.
Yeah.
Not in
You
Minnesota.
got nothing to compare it to then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think on its own, that's not too bad a beer.
No.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I get those. I don't get a ton of grapefruit. I get more orange.
Yeah, I
than
get the
grapefruit.
oranges. I think.
I agree.
You think so
Yeah.
too? Yeah. That stands out
A
the
little
most
more.
to me.
Maybe that adds to that sweeter side of things,
Mhm.
where you think grapefruit tart,
Yeah.
but I don't get a lot of the tart. I do get the citrus,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a sweeter citrus.
Yeah,
So maybe that's the deal.
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah, well, I think that's the nice thing about the Pinter. If you watch last episode, even if it's you're not stuck with a big keg of it. You know what I mean? Or if it did go bad, you wouldn't be out a ton of beer.
Yeah, you're thumping a gallon and a half of water.
Yeah. So in the time, but
Time. You saw what time it took.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the time was.
It's not like Brent talked about brewing a 5-gallon batch.
Yeah.
We're talking hours of.
Yeah.
A couple hours at least.
Yeah, at least, yeah. But yeah, that's the nice thing of this. And then put your next batch in and start all over after you do your sanitizing and what have you. Away you go.
I got a couple of new packs in the mail.
Oh, did you now?
Yeah.
What do you got here?
So these are the Pinter packs. That's how they come in the mail.
Okay.
And this one is Tropical IPA
Oh.
by Appalachian Mountain Brewery.
Hmm.
And I don't know anything about them, but
Okay.
And on the back, they give you the batch number and when it's best brewed by, which this one says batch 5045, best diffused by July of 2025.
Got it.
Okay.
So it's fresh. I mean, fresh packs, right? This one's supposed to hit the same ABV of 6.5.
All right.
And then aromas, tropical and hoppy is what it says.
Sure.
So, I mean, it gives you kind of an idea.
All right.
The other one was Yeasty Boys, another brewery.
Yeasty Boys. Like that.
Kind of looks the same.
You got to fight.
I
You're
know,
right.
Big Mouth Remixed. And I think this is another
Seems
IPA.
appropriate.
Okay.
This one is a more sessionable at 4.5
Oh.
ABV.
Okay, yeah. Very sessionable.
And it says aromas, tropical, and hoppy. So I don't know. It must be a trend here I've got going for me.
Yeah.
Say anything like more, like when you think Yeasty Boys. Is
Well,
what you want. I don't know. I mean, is
I don't know.
some correlation there? Is it an East Coast thing?
Don't know.
Yeah. It don't matter.
Well, I
'cause
guess we'll find out.
We will
Maybe
find
down the
out.
road.
Once we brew it, we'll learn a little more about that.
Okay. Yeah.
I did-
Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, I did contact Pinter and ask them about the Guinness collaboration,
Oh.
Okay.
and that is not available in the U.S.
Oh, it's not.
Well, for shame.
I know,
For shame.
disappointed. So,
Yeah.
but of course, they always say keep an eye out for it, but who knows?
Yeah.
So, with the new collaboration, maybe they have to do a little test pilot of it, and then
Yeah.
before they go to mass production and
Okay.
be able to ship it wherever.
Could be.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, that sounds like
And
that'd
then,
be
but
interesting.
if it's Guinness, though, you're thinking, we on nitro, right? So how do you
Well,
Yeah.
now to me-
do that?
the bubbles are fine in this anyway.
Yeah.
They're not real harsh, I guess. Like some beer you drink and the bubbles are like
Yeah.
pop or
Right.
soda.
Yep.
Or the soda water
Yeah. Seltzers.
seltzers,
Yeah.
where
Crisp, kind of a tight, crisp.
yeah,
Yeah.
sharp. These are soft, and I
A
think
little more rounded, yeah.
Versus a rectangle one.
right, yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah,
Meaning the profile you get with it.
yeah.
Maybe it's because, well, you're not priming anything,
Right.
like a secondary prime to
No.
get the carbonation up, or putting it, say, it's different if you kegged it, you would have it under pressure.
CO2 pressure for sure.
Yeah. So I could see that. Definitely could see that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still a pleasant amount.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. And when I finished the English bitter, there was pressure all the way to the end.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay. I was kind of wondering about that. By the end, is it kind of...
Yeah, my last glass, it came out about 3/4 full, and then it was just like air after that. So,
Okay.
and then I pulled the glass away. I didn't want to get full of beer on the outside anyway.
Sure.
And then I just hit the lever, and there's still plenty of pressure.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
yeah, I was surprised.
The Pinter.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it fits in a small fridge, and you can kind of be your own little brewer, and who knows, maybe that'll spark you to be stepping up a little bit.
Shane's Nano Brewery.
Shane's Nano Brewery, yep. Yeah.
So I got these two I'm going to be brewing. The other Pinter's empty. I've got to, cleanse it and then start another batch. So I'll do that now that we've tapped this one.
Okay,
I've only got room for one in the fridge,
sure.
which is
There you go.
unfortunate.
Yep, yeah.
I even thought, well, maybe I could stack them,
Yeah,
and there's just not enough room
Hmm.
because my fridge it's a short one. It's about that tall. So I didn't have enough room for two, but I thought I'd like to get a third Pinter and have 3 different beers ready for
Right. Well,
the
either
summer
that
picnic.
Or you,
know,
or
Yes,
you
there you go.
summer picnic, yes. Or while the one's brewing, the other one's conditioning. You're drinking one. By the time you're done, you're keeping a rotation.
Keeping a rotation, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe for picnicking, you need 4.
True that, because there's so many different styles of beer.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah. See, there you go.
Not trying to add to your, investment. I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah. Well, I like the way you think.
Mhm. And I think this is a even better beer than the one we tried before.
Yeah, I think this got a little more
So-
going for it than the ESB did.
Yeah. So I think that, hey, all right, not bad. I didn't think the other one was terrible by any means,
Right.
but this is definitely there's an improvement.
Yep.
And I don't know if
Yep.
it's just because everything they had in that kit. Maybe that's just all it is.
What
Or
could
maybe
be?
it got an extra week of conditioning or a little bit of extra,
little bonus time there in
who
the
knows?
heat.
Right, exactly.
But if a guy had 4, then you could do more experiments.
See,
I'm just scientifically speaking.
of course.
Because you got to have a wider
Right.
test range.
Well, yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all he's saying, folks.
Yeah.
Well, I think good. Another good job on the Pinter there,
I
Shane.
think
so.
Again, and I would assume, like anything, the more you do it, the faster and easier it gets, and it kind of becomes bing, 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 and away you go.
Well,
And
yeah.
we're happy to share
you could-
your beer with you.
Yeah, and you can go, well, it's 1 for the money, a 2 for the show, like that, Sorry, I had to throw one more in there.
I'm sure there's more to come.
There could be. There could be. I have not left the building.
I like a really hoppy beer, and this is really hoppy. To me, it's very bitter.
But not. Some of them are so sharp on the back end that it's like,
Well, but I got a lingering
there's
bitterness in my mouth right now.
sure, but to me, it's not off-putting.
No, it's not off-putting.
I get what you're saying. I think sometimes what I find on some of the juicy IPAs, depending on how hopped they are, it's almost like you're getting when they're saying citrus, you almost get the pithy.
Mm-hmm.
Like say if you're eating an orange and you get the white pith on the
Yes.
you get that bitter
Mm-hmm.
kind of.
Yes.
Well, I don't taste that in this one.
No, to me, the bitterness is coming from the hops,
So
and not like I sometimes get that same the bitterness you're talking about, the
Mhm.
orange
Yeah.
pith.
Yeah.
From I'm thinking that comes from maybe more of the yeast side of things.
could be.
And, some hops obviously in there, and this one being brewed with grapefruit and orange
Yeah.
essence or peels or whatever they use, right? You're getting some of that
Mhm.
pithy, a little bit of pithiness, but you could definitely get the hops
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah. Well, for your second time out of the box, I think it turned out okay,
I think
and
so,
a
too.
little bit of luck.
Well, and like I say, I didn't know how it was going to turn out after I discovered that it was warm for an extra week.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it's still kind of warm now.
It's still kind of warm
It's
now.
not cold by any means, but and it's okay.
No, actually,
It's okay.
So some IPAs, when they get past a certain temperature, they're undrinkable. Warm.
Right. Well,
This one's not.
Maybe part of what we're getting to is because it might be a little bit warmer, so it did broaden that flavor profile.
Because yeah, it's like a stout. Once you warm it up, it tastes almost different.
Yeah. So maybe that's part of it, but that's a good thing too.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll have to try it after you get it back in the fridge and
see
let it chill.
Different to you.
Yeah.
See if it changes. And
very good.
You'll have to let us know.
Let us know, Shane.
And
I will definitely let you know.
Oh.
You know, the last time when we were doing the brewcast, and we had, I'm going to guess 3 pints each.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I was still surprised as to how many more I got out of it. It was like,
oh yeah,
I had another glass a few days later just to see, and it was good. And then a couple days after that, I had another glass, and then I had another glass, and it's like, wow, this thing's not.
it won't quit.
It won't quit. And I mean, I had a mug. I filled it a 20-ounce glass full, and I still had enough to, fill this up to here before it finally blew air.
Was that were you sharing that little bit with your friends up in the northern area?
No, he wasn't.
No, I did try to invite Chad over, and he just couldn't make it.
No, it's lost. Yep.
That's disappointing.
Now that's with the beer that I wanted to share.
Right.
I might not want to share because this is
Chad missed out.
Yeah.
I agree. This is pretty darn good.
Well, again, folks, it's the Pinter. If you maybe have seen ads online or you've heard about it, or there's a lot of little homebrew kits out now, but this thing's it's handy because it's so inclusive, I think.
Yeah.
And so far, so good. I'm curious to see how it goes down the road, but you get your subscription gets you two brews
a month.
Okay.
And so if you figure every 2 weeks is when you're brewing, kind of a thing.
So you always got some fresh beer on hand.
Always.
There you go.
Party at Shane's house. All right. Yeah. Always fresh beer at Shane's house.
Always fresh beer.
All right. It's the Pinter. Check it out for yourself. And again, we're on the Beer Guys TV. It is the beer chat with the right.
We're just beer chatting.
Beer chatting with the Beer Guys. Brent, Greg, and Shane. And thanks for hanging in and learning more about the Pinter. If you watched the last episode, you learned all about it there. But now this is the latest version thereof. And I like Brent said, I think I prefer this one over the ESB. Not that there's anything wrong with the ESB one, but that style of beer is like that. This has got a little more going for it.
Yeah,
very tasty. So
I'm pleasantly surprised.
Well, there you go.
I'm happy it turned out well. And
good.
Hey,
yeah.
I don't want to see anybody make something that they're gonna. I gotta drink this.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. Happy for you.
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing.
Well, you're welcome. I appreciate that. I'm finding this fun.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It is a nice little fun hobby especially at this level. Because it's not like overwhelming, like, oh, crap, then I got to do this. Like, you know, because you've done it.
When you're doing a big batch and you screw something up.
Like, oh, yeah. So.
Or even to get through it all,
Yes. That's when you invite other friends over.
Right. And it's like, I want to brew something new, but I still have a case and a half left of, whatever I had last time.
So with the Pinter, do they allow you to do any of your own additions? Do they make a little thing that you can buy or additional hop?
They don't recommend
noise?
it, and I think it's just for warranty and safety reasons. But I have seen videos where people have added things like blueberry compote.
Okay.
Or, raspberry something, right?
Yeah.
And what they'll do in the stand, they'll put it in there, and then they'll put that on the back, and then just kind of let that infuse, because that'll fill up with beer, or I guess it'd be wort at that point.
Sure.
It'll just fill up with wort, and then as the yeast eats away at whatever those esters or whatever they go into the.
It pulls that into it, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what they've done, and that's what they say.
Okay.
So, but Pinter themselves don't want to recommend.
Sure.
I suppose they don't want to. They don't. What they're giving you, they figure is going to be good, and if you go experimenting, you might make it not be successful.
Could reflect on them. Hey, I went over to Shane's, had this crappy beer that he made in a pinter, so they don't want that.
I think it's more for legal reasons.
Okay.
Because that vessel's under pressure,
Mm-hmm.
and if it cracks or breaks for whatever reason outside of what they've tested in their laboratories, they don't want something to happen.
Liability.
Sure,
of sorts. All right. Well, and that's like say, a lot of brewers like to kind of be mad scientists and brew up a lot of different things and stuff. And in fact, we're going to be checking out a beer shortly from a brewery out of Colorado, where this guy, the head brewer there, is kind of one of those kind of guys. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's your chance to kind of see what it's like and find out without a giant investment and time and money. So, and this is kind of fun as they get something in the fridge and somebody comes over. Hey, I want to try some of the beer I brewed. What?
No, don't even do that. Surprise them and they go, "I made that."
Oh, wait, what? Yeah, you did not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'd be fun.
Huh.
I'm gonna reach for some glasses here.
All right, mine are right here.
Okay, I've got some drinking vessels.
Oh, drinking vessels. I'm going to park my empty glass over there.
All right, you do that, and because you said you had another beer for us to play with.
I do. I was recently out in Colorado. Carol and I went out and visited my buddy Mike out there, who is a BeerGuysTV super fan. He's been on a couple of times. Yeah, I know. That's it's good to be him. And it's good to know us because anyway, so we visited a couple breweries out there and had the opportunity to go to 222 Brewing in Centennial, Colorado, which is just a southern suburb of Denver.
Okay.
And we went to some other ones as well, but I know the head brewer there, the Jelly Man, Chell Wagon, and Chell's been brewing beer for many years, and I've got a chance to meet him at the Rockyard Brewery in Castle Rock, Colorado. He's also, I believe, part owner of 105 West Brewing in Castle Rock. And
Busy guy.
Yeah, that he is. And he wasn't at the brewery when we stopped by. He was out in Moab biking. He's a bicyclist,
like pedal biking.
Yeah.
Oh my,
trail riding and stuff. And he's
if I go to Moab, I'm going in my Jeep.
Yeah, so he's into all that stuff, and but he's also into brewing some interesting beers. He likes to challenge himself and others with some ideas and stuff. But Jelly Man and I have a difference of opinion in some areas, but we agree on beer and good beer. How do you go wrong?
Beer is a good common denominator.
That's the thing. Yep. And we stopped by the brewery that he's the head brewer at, and it's in like a little strip mall at the end. You got to kind of know where it's at because we had to use the Siri to get us there.
Is that right?
But they said it really catered to the locals. Nice looking little brewery, and I'll tell you.
How about we drink some beer while you're telling us about this? We're getting thirsty.
You do that, and I'll talk.
Well,
I was just going to show you. This is their beer list. I mean, this one is. I picked up a couple crawlers of this one, and we tried several of their beers, and they've got some interesting ones. And I like this one. It's called "Ain't Nothing Tutti Frutti. Get on the floor if you got that booty."
Okay,
and that's a wheat beer, American pale wheat. Yeah, you like that one? Yeah. The bartender or the beer tender I was there said, "Yeah, we tell people you can't have one unless you can say the title. So you can't say the title, you're out."
Look at that.
Look at Shane go with that. But anyway, Chell is an accomplished brewer. He's done a lot of collabs with breweries around Colorado and been around the brew scene for many years. And this one kind of caught my palate. I like this one too. Stone Cold Steve Aspen.
Wow.
That's a
historical collab with Stone Brewing?
No,
Oh,
but not Steve Austin either.
okay. Well, I'd
but
rather have them do something with Stone Brewing.
yeah, but not a big fan.
Interesting.
But the one other beer I tried, Shake It Sugary, not Sugar Tree.
Okay.
That was it's a milk stout.
Oh,
Tennessee Fire is a porter. It's a barrel aged porter. That was pretty good too. I mean, look at this list of beers that they make. I mean, it's
How about if we put it up here? So
yeah.
look at this list here.
Kind of thumb.
Look at this list over here. See?
Yeah. Well, I knew I couldn't show it like that, but that's why you're the producer. You get to do all that fun
We'll
stuff.
at least do this much. Yeah.
So-
22brewing.com and the number 22. No.
Yeah. Well.
222 Brewing.
Yeah.
TWO.
Yep.
The number 2 and the number 2.
Yep.
And brew.com.
Yep. And what the hook on that is? I said, what's the name all about? They give $2 and is it
22 cents.
to charity. From every $10 of profit, they donate to a local.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. So pretty cool deal there.
so they've got some stats on the side.
Yeah. What do they got there, Brent?
Well, it says ABV is 9.6.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a big beer.
IBUs, we are at 66, which
Oh.
for what it is,
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
this is it 1K Brewing R? What is it? What was the name of
Brewing
this
or
one?
burning? Is it
Burning?
Oh no, that's I'm going to say it's a 1,000 burning arrows.
Oh,
Is
okay.
the name of the beer.
That's
I'm sorry. I guess I could have said that from the
Oh,
start. Huh?
abbreviation.
Yeah.
Threw me off there.
It's a 1,000 burning arrows stout, or yeah, and it's obviously barrel aged. It's a big beer,
And you can smell that imperial
yeah.
one.
Mhm. Yep.
Right up, you're going, aha, been there.
But they've got some interesting beer. Some of these are new. I'm just on their site now. But when they were there, I had this, and our buddy Mike was there. He had Into the Mist Nitro Cream Ale. He was driving, so you want something kind of lighter and easy drinker, so he had that. And Carol Ann had an IPA. I can't remember which one now because we tried so many. Rick Rolled. Is a pale ale, New England pale ale, which is kind of an odd thing. But like I say, Chell tries a lot of different things and makes them kind of fun. So
like I've been to Pivo Brewing,
and
and they had like 28 of their own beers on tap.
yeah,
So this sounds like they're kind of like that, where they have
Yeah,
just a ton of variety of their own brews.
well, and that's the Jelly Man spends a lot of time there brewing beer and biking apparently, but and then if you're out in that area anytime ever, just stop in and check it out because and neat tap room, very 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 got a good nice atmosphere to it.
In a mall.
Well, it's like a strip mall. It's only like
okay.
four businesses there. It's not a big. Yeah.
Oh,
Has he told you what he carries in his water bottle then when he goes out biking?
He does. He does not.
The beer for that?
I imagine. I probably no. The short answer is no.
Wow.
But so
I would think that if you're out in the desert,
yeah, you're
riding a bike, you need water.
I think he's going to stay hydrated. I don't think this was going to do you a lot of good.
No, probably not.
Well, I'm really thirsty. Oh,
I mean, it won't be poisonous, but
no, not in so many words.
Right. This is
So have you tried it yet?
wow.
Oh yeah,
It's different.
it's not your typical. Yeah.
No, it reminds me a lot of a dark chocolate orange.
Oh,
I was going to say licorice.
I'm with you on the licorice.
Yep. Now
I get
at
what
the
you're
end-
saying about that orange.
Yep.
I get it. So I barely taste it, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And I'm getting, now that you mention it, as you let the palate sit, you get that lingering of a black licorice.
Yeah. Whole lot of cacao
Yeah.
up
Yes.
front.
There is a ton on the nose, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and I even get the licorice on the nose.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's
Well, it's that, like I said, it's kind of that stereotypical aroma that the Imperials have. Like,
yeah.
You know,
They all have that. Yep.
the only time it changes, well, I shouldn't say the only time, but one of the times it changes, it depends on the barrel, of course. I mean, if they're using bourbon barrels or something like that, then
Sure.
obviously you get that difference.
leaves a dry finish for sure.
Yeah.
At least for me, anyway.
Are they
Yeah.
using Jägermeister barrels for this? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's about
You got a little Yag vibe there.
yeah, you get a Jägermeister
Mhm.
vibe on this
Huh.
for sure.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I definitely-
Jellyman, what kind of barrels are you using here? Let us know.
It's got to be Jägermeister.
Yeah. Or you're eating black licorice while you're
Molasses
fell in the
barrels?
barrel while you're drinking, while you're brewing up here. But
Yeah,
yeah.
interesting.
And the beer tender, if you will, he actually, for me, he said, check this out. Now, and he mixed it with something else. For the life of me, can't remember what it was. He goes, here, try this. Because we were the only ones in there. They had just unlocked the door. So here we are.
Oh, okay. So how long were you waiting in line? Like 2 hours?
Yeah, right. Anybody in there? Gunk, 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 gunk. But he said, well, here, try this. I went, oh. Now I give it a whole different complexity to it. I can't for the life of me remember what he
Put it in the comments below if you
yeah.
if you'll
If
remember.
if you know, or maybe the Jelly Man can do that, or
Let the G-Man know.
yeah, Jelly Man to the G Man. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's a neat little brewery, and of course, Colorado's got no shortage of breweries. So
Right.
yeah, especially that I used my hop passport too, by the way.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah, I got a freebie out of that deal there, but then I bought the crawlers and everything else.
I think this could benefit from having having marshmallow in it.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
I bet that would smooth it out just a little bit.
Sweeten it up just a tick. It's an idea.
Well, I'm sure somebody's done. I mean,
Oh,
we've
yeah,
had,
yeah.
we've had a few like that.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was thinking of that one from Lupiel and that
Mhm.
crazy one that had marshmallow and stuff in it. That was pretty good.
Coffee. That was at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Assault vehicle.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It had coffee and chocolate and all kinds of stuff going on there. But yeah.
Yeah.
I have a crawler in my fridge currently.
Oh, you do?
It's been in there for about a year.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Conditioning.
Conditioning. This is
It's amazing that we just had an IPA, and this is we're still. You'd think the IPA would have destroyed our taste buds,
We did not.
but this is a heavy beer.
Yeah.
this one. Okay, if you go from an IPA to a stout, normally what's going to happen is your stout's not, at least like if you sip on it for a while, the IPA-ness goes away.
Yeah.
But this one is such high hopped
Well,
that it's like it's part of it.
yeah.
Like the IPA we just had kind of melds right into this because of how this is
Top
hot.
it off with some Elvis juice. And
I'm telling you, well, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I tell you, this is quite bitter
Yeah. It's
for
got.
a stout.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised at the 66 IBUs. you know,
Yeah.
for a stout. Usually they're negligible, but
Yeah,
So it definitely gets.
but it is an imperial though, so
Yeah.
maybe that's you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
There's only a hint of sweetness, but not
yeah.
Yeah. I know.
like some stouts like this are too sweet,
Mm-hmm.
where
Right.
they're almost like candy, and then it's after you're done drinking them, you felt like you ate a bowl of ice cream. It's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. About halfway through, you're going, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
It's
don't
not
know,
quite as it's still not as quite as heavy as the Backwoods Bastard from Founders.
Right?
Yeah.
Where you get the Scotch,
Yeah.
that Scotchy kind of thing going on with it.
Yeah.
There's which is the one that they do that's it is the breakfast version of that.
Oh, the breakfast.
No, it's something. They
Oh.
have a breakfast one and they have
Yeah, they-
another one. I can't remember what it is, but that one you get the maple, but it's an imperial,
Ooh.
and there's a lot going on
Sure.
in that. It kind of makes me think, sort of like this.
Sure.
Sure, but this doesn't have any maple in it.
No.
Obviously.
But the cacao licorice kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it, man. And maybe that's when I the beer tender added something. Maybe it had a little bit more sweetness to it, and really
Could be.
could be. 'Cause-
But I think they did a good job with this.
yeah.
Oh, I think so too.
It's
I think-
just polar opposite almost. I mean, it's there's the bridge with the hoppiness, but they're
Yeah.
opposite sides of where we think of beers being at.
A lot of people think coffee when I think of
Yeah.
Not as
Imperial
much on
stouts.
this one.
This one
No.
does not have,
No.
to me, no coffee at all.
I don't get any coffee. A lot of times, yeah, like you said, and I don't think it's even by design, but this one does not.
It's very, like you say, dark chocolate or
Yep.
bitter chocolate.
Yeah.
Glasses,
And
licorice.
it's something our buddy Jerry would probably like.
Yeah, 'cause
he would be so happy to try this.
I think so too.
Yeah, because
I mean-
he doesn't like coffee at all.
No,
So-
and
so
that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
so he likes, like when we've had him on the show and he's tried a stout, but
Mhm.
it's got the coffee. He's just,
yeah,
for him it's a skip it.
yeah,
But this, I think he'd like this.
yeah,
Yeah, this one's different.
Yeah, it is different.
yeah. I guess I was hoping that maybe they had some more data on this one, but maybe this one's been discontinued temporarily.
You should have
Maybe
reached
'cause
out
it's-
to the Jelly Man
Yeah,
prior
well,
to the show.
Yeah.
I know, but he was in Moab. I
You know,
know.
it's call him now.
Yeah.
On his satellite phone.
There you go. He might be out in Moab, but he's got the satellite phone.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's back at the brewery.
Oh,
now, so-
all right.
But,
Well,
because, yeah, well, yeah.
We
As long as we stick to beer, we're good.
well, I mean that's the thing is that we can all. I mean, everybody's got different opinions about whatever, right?
Sure, yeah, anything.
Politics or
Yeah.
religion or what color car to drive. Or how
Right.
many
Ford
Jeeps
versus
you like.
Dodge versus
let's
Chevy
not
versus.
wreck the beer with politics.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And so
there you go. There you go.
So we just all agree on beer, and that's the common denominator.
Right, but I like porters. You like stouts. Like that's a big
It's
difference.
like 6 in one hand and half a dozen in the other.
I like IPAs. You like Hefeweizens. and all that.
Now there's a bigger difference there.
There, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all fun. I mean,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
and that's what we did find. We went to some breweries down in Canyon City. You probably saw I posted. I even posted, hey, if you come in while we're here, we'll free beer. Yeah, and
Sadly, I couldn't make it. I was working at the time.
Yeah, that-
I also wasn't in Colorado.
The
Yeah,
constraints of careers getting in the way.
Yeah, right.
but they had some really interesting, and they had a large variety of in-house beers too. I was
Okay.
surprised. I got the brewmaster was sitting at the bar there, and I didn't know he was a brewmaster. It's kind of funny because can we taste a couple and. And Carol says to me, she goes, "Ugh, I don't like that one." Guy kind of does this number. He's sitting there. He goes, and she goes, but she found one she did like. And then
Okay.
my buddy Mike said, he found one he liked. And then we're sitting there, and then the guy comes over with a little sampler. He goes, try this one. And I'm like, I'm the brewmaster. I'm part owner of my wife and I own the brewery. And, oh, hi. Oops. But
In that case, I guess we do like it.
yeah, it was called Dragon Spit, and it was a pale ale, kind of he said it was based on Sierra Nevada's pale ale,
Okay.
and I think a Deschutes beer. That is my kind of idea of them mixed kind of a thing. And it was pretty good, so I ended up having one of those before we left. And but he was fun to talk to, and we talked all kinds of craft beer and what have you. And so you never know. Get out there and just schmooze with the people, and you learn stuff. You make some new friends, and stick to beer though. Yeah, stick
to beer.
Yeah. And but yeah, if you're ever in Canyon City, it's a neat brewery. It's World's End.
World's End.
Yeah, and really good food too. So that's a bonus.
Yeah.
So you can
I think
eat.
what sometimes can happen too is if it's a slow day and you're just you in there and you get to talking, you never know. Sometimes they might hold on a second. We got something in the back you should try.
That's happened to me several times.
And
yeah.
When you get that, that's a whole
Yeah.
neat adventure.
It is.
Well, this is still coming. This is still in the bright tank. So, but here, try this. Oh, hey, that's really good.
Yeah, it is, and that is fun. Like
Yeah.
you say, Brent, that's just, and it's fun because if you're, like you say, the first one's in, maybe it's a long afternoon, but they open at say 12:30, 1 o'clock. Everybody else is out shopping still, but you're
Sure.
there. Sometimes they'll treat you to something a little extra special.
Yeah, and they like talking about that's their hobby and their craft, and somebody that can appreciate what they do and the time that they spend in, and it's an art. So
Yeah, it is.
So
so
you're not what they would consider the pedestrian beer drinker. You're well traveled.
well traveled. Not yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Well traveled, well rounded, and well trained.
Very good. Yeah. Well, anyway, but good job to the crew there at 222
222brew.com.
Yep, in Centennial, Colorado. If you get a chance, stop in and say hey to the Jelly Man and everybody else there, and tell them the Beer Guys sent you. And really, any local breweries, if you happen to pop into one and check it out, post it up on our Facebook page or something. Say, hey, I checked out this brewery in whatever XYZ city. And let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you buy a pinter and make some beer, like Shane does.
Again, yeah, and to me, it's a buy it because I did buy it, obviously.
Oh, the pinter. Yeah.
The pinter. The bitter I thought was good.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Brent. The Elvis Juice is even better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to trying the Yeasty Boys Big Mouth and the Appalachian Mountain Tropical IPA. And I've got a couple in my cart now for the next, shipment. But I may change it back to I may change one of them back to Elvis Juice because
Okay.
that is a good one.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned it. Do you remember how many varieties they had?
Gosh, I want to say 15, 18.
So you're not
It's a
stuck with
healthy
this.
amount.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of so as far as the beers they have the varieties of wheat, pale ale. They have a cider. They have seltzers. They have
do.
several IPAs. They have stouts and a couple other ones in there. The British bitter, obviously. That's a different.
Yeah.
Lagers. They've got some lagers. So
Okay.
So maybe you're not into craft beer as far as IPAs and stouts and all that, but they have just an American lager.
Did
Okay,
they have any meads?
They did not have meads.
Oh, okay.
No meads.
No meads.
Well, and the fun part is someday, all the brewers started out somewhere. Even the Jelly Man started out doing something.
Yeah.
But look at them now. And you too could end up making beers like the 1000 Burning Arrows. I don't know what the history is on that name, but that sounds interesting.
I can see you maybe having some burning arrows after having 1,000 sips of this.
Yeah. I'm getting the visual. Yeah. But anyway, that's the Pinter's a good gateway into the home brewing thing.
Yeah.
And so there you go. Check it out, and the price is right.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So, well, very good. Well,
All right.
Good beers all around, and otherwise, I think that's probably going to wrap it up for this beer chat.
I think so.
All right, for Brent and Shane, I'm Greg. And until next time, beers to ya. Yeah, these don't clink.
These don't clink very well.
Thank you. Thank you
Like
very much.
this video.
Bye, man.
Check out this one over here.
Yeah, that one.
You'll love it.
Yeah. You'll love it. Oh boy. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Right.
This is a big beer.
It is. Yeah.